Today we're making apple things. I decided that I was going to try to use my air fryer again. I really want it to work. I really want to like it. And I'm just practicing using it, I guess, to kind of get used to it. Practice makes perfect, right? So yeah, we're going to be making 2 recipes today. So this might be a longer video. I'm not sure yet. I did try to get some things prepped and ready to go, so that way we're not wasting too much time, because I'm still learning on how to edit videos. Hopefully soon I'll be getting my computer, so I'll be able to actually learn all sorts of fun new things. But for now, thank you for sticking with me. So before we go any further, I'm also uploading videos to Facebook as well. So be sure that you're following anything Random Reads, okay? I've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter now, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the things as Random Reads, okay? There's even a randomreads.com. So be sure you're following me on all of the social media things. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, all that fun jazz. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Hopefully you like it. So yeah, let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to make, and I decided to do 2 different apple recipes because one just seemed really simple, and I didn't want to, waste your time with a silly little recipe. So we're going to be doing apple chips and apple fritters. I am not great at baking, so let's see how this turns out. So the first thing that we're going to work on is the apple chips, because those are going to be quicker to do. And I don't have an apple core. I don't have a device to core the apples. And I actually looked up a video to see how to do it. I was going to record me doing it, but when it comes to knives and peeling things, it's best that I don't encourage you to use my bad habit. So if you don't know how to do this, which I feel like most people probably do, it's just a me thing. But if you don't know how to do this, I would suggest doing other research until I learn how to do it properly. The first time I did it, it came out like this, which is not the look that we want to go for. So I did try it again with another apple, and it came out a little bit better. So I think the only tip that I can give you from my experience is, because most videos tell you to start from by the stem and, cut down. Maybe getting a longer knife probably would have helped me. I used this knife and I felt like that should have worked, but whatever. But I started from the bottom on the second one, and it seemed to have worked out a little bit better. So, I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to be tilting this camera down so you can see what I am doing. And on this new tripod, it is so much easier than my other one. It's just, boop, there you go. Alright, so we're supposed to slice this into thin chips. I'm rethinking my knife choice. Now, I don't know. I think, no, that's not. It looked thin on this side, but on this side it kind of got thick there. The video, or the original post that I got this from, we're just going to cut that off, had these really pretty thin, man, this knife, I gotta get better knives, or a knife sharpener, that's what I need. Alright, so this isn't terrible. So yeah, so that's the idea. We're going to keep doing that, I guess. I'm not going to, the recipe calls for doing 2 apples. I have another apple there, but I don't feel like I want to keep cutting. I'm going to end up cutting my fingers off. Like I said, do not follow my example when cutting things. It's not the best. It's not the best, okay? Nope, we're not doing it. Alright, so we've got some pieces here. And then, hi! I love this tripod. This tripod was like $30, and it's got the ring light, It's got all these cool little things that you just wouldn't expect for a $30 tripod. So I'm happy with it. All right, so we're gonna get some spray. Now, some posts tell you not to spray the air fryer because it could ruin the plasticky stuff, but with half the posts that tell you not to do something, you can find equal amount of posts that tell you you can do it. So, dealer's choice. I'm going to spray it because I don't have any money invested in this thing, so I don't care. But if you have spent a lot of money on air fryers, which I know some of them are really expensive, check your manual to make sure that it's okay for your type. So then we need to take 2 tablespoons of sugar and teaspoon of sugar. Teaspoon. Not tablespoon, teaspoon. I'm looking at my notes here and my handwriting is awful right here because I did it quickly. So 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And it doesn't tell you to do this, but I'm going to do it because it tells you to put the apples in the air fryer and then put the cinnamon sugar mixture on it. But I feel like that's going to be super duper messy, so I'm going to put it in a little bowl here. So we want teaspoon. Can you see that? That says teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Oh, and my husband finally tried my donuts that I made the other day. He said they tasted like churros. I didn't think so, but what do I know? I don't think I've had a churro once and I wasn't thrilled with it. Ooh. I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was, so we're going to try to pour this into this. Just like that, too. Okay. 1. Oh my god. The first one did okay. The second one did not. Thankfully, there's a sink right here. Alright. So we've got our little mixture. Remember last time I told you can use this to stir? Still the case. Alright. Now, it says to put them in there for 5 minutes, flip them, and then do it for 10. So I'm assuming that in the original recipe where you're sprinkling it on, you do it both times. I'm not gonna... See, this is probably why my recipes don't turn out well, because I don't follow the directions, but, you know, you live once, right? Alright, so... How's everybody doing? Any exciting recipes that you've tried recently? So that's what we got there, so we're going to just put that on there. Ugh, it's killing me. I'm trying to wipe my hands off. I hate having anything on my hands, sugar related or anything wet. Ugh. Just, I'm a mess when it comes to that. Wash my hands 32 times while cooking. And that's why, that was the other reason why I wanted to get an apron. I'm cool like that. Because whenever I'm baking, especially, I make it sound like I do this often, but I don't. But whenever I do, I tend to wipe my hands a lot and get over the side of my pants. So I figured maybe this will help save my pants. And with any of these air fryer recipes, that's the only thing that I don't like. It's good for small batches, but you know, if you're planning on making like 2 dozen of these things, I probably would recommend using an oven. Only because you can only get so many in here without overcrowding. Kind of looks like the donuts, huh? Alright, so, got those in there. I gotta get this off my hands. I'm not kidding, it drives me crazy. Alright. So, for this one, like I said, it wants you to do it at 300 for 5 minutes, then flip. This, if anybody knows how to preheat these things, let me know in the comments because I am struggling. Usually I just kind of put it on, and if it's not done, I just keep doing it. But I don't think that's the proper way. So, whatever. And the other thing that drives me nuts, I don't know if you can see this. Here you go. My brain tells me to turn it to the left. That's how I want to turn it. So I feel like that's how you turn most things, but you have to turn it to the right. So, I don't know if that's just a me thing, but it drives me nuts because I'll keep turning it, and it's like, it's not going anywhere, it's stuck, it must be broken, throw it in the trash. No, it's just my brain. Alright, so, that's it for the apple chips. We're going to let those fry. I keep wanting to say bake, but I guess they're frying, huh? Because it's an air fryer. I'm going to pause you for a second, even though you wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you because I want to be honest. And we're back. So yes, now we're going to try to work on our apple fritters. I've got my little Kindle over here to help me with the recipe because I did find these on Pinterest. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit more complicated. So first you're going to make the glaze for these apple fritters. And I don't want to show you their picture because I'm not sure if mine's going to turn out that way. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and make the glaze, which I'll let you know what's in it. It's a cup of powdered sugar, half a stick of butter, a half teaspoon of vanilla, and it also says a tablespoon of milk if needed. I don't know why you would need it. I guess maybe if the mixture wasn't done properly. But in all honesty, I don't have any vanilla, but that was the only ingredient that I didn't have, so I didn't want to not do it just for that. I did find that someone suggested to use syrup, so we're going to try that and see how well that goes. So while I get that step done, I'm going to put you on pause. Again, I would like to be able to record everything I do, but that would make like a 30-minute video, and that would take hours for me to upload it with my phone. So yeah, so hold on to that thought, and what I'm going to do is just melt some butter, mix it up, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so while the butter is melting over there, I've got my cup of powdered sugar. Probably could have used a bigger bowl. And then the weird thing that I'm kind of concerned about with this melting the butter situation, it's not just melting the butter. Apparently you're browning the butter, which I never even heard of. I've never heard of browning butter. I mean, I've probably done it a couple of times on accident, trying to melt butter and then burning it. But I've never actually intentionally tried to brown butter, so we'll see how that goes. But you want brown. Oh, it should smell of a nutty aroma. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't smell a nutty aroma in this house. Just gonna leave it at that. What else am I supposed to put the? Okay. So we're going to mix our powdered sugar, our vanilla, which is actually just syrup, and then when the butter's melted, we're going to mix that in there and see what we've got. This is probably the other reason why I don't do recipes very well, is I keep jumping around. But I want to get the apple fritters in this bowl, so we're going to do that real quick. Okay, so we need a cup, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Do we think this is going to be enough? Fingers crossed. Fun Florida fact, or Southern fact, I don't know. I keep my flour in the refrigerator. Some of you might think that's weird, but Trust me, if you live in the South, you understand. I didn't think that was a thing until recently. Not recently, actually, it's been a few years now. But I used to, you know, keep my flour in the bag in the pantry. And then one day I opened it up and there was a bunch of little yuckies in there. So if you live in Florida, I recommend getting one of these fun things and keeping it in your fridge. Alright, so a cup and a half. A cup. Yeah, cup and a half. I can measure. Oh. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Alright, we got a cup. I'm trying to be like a good little baker person. Until recently, I didn't realize there was a difference between using a measuring cup and these dry ingredient measuring cups, but I made sure that I bought pretty ones for the channel. So that way I could be all cool and be like, look guys, I have this. Alright, so we've got that, and then we need 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Oh my god, it's heavy. I was also going to mix the syrup in with the confectionery sugar, but I remembered you're also supposed to keep dry and wet ingredients separate until you're actually ready to mix them. So, I mean, I feel like that probably wouldn't matter, but I am trying to do this well. Probably should put those on the stove since it's on. I'm going to go check on the butter and probably add some more of these fun ingredients in this bowl, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have an interesting... Ding! We have an interesting problem. So we'll see if this affects anything. So the recipe says to use a medium bowl to mix all of the dry ingredients in. As a habit, I've always used a larger bowl because I am messy. And usually medium bowls, maybe I just have too small of a medium bowl. I don't know. So I did mix all of this in a larger bowl, as you can see. Now it says to make a well in the dry ingredients and then put all the wet ingredients and then fold it in. I don't know. I mean, I tried to make a little well, but it's not, I don't know if it's what they had in mind. So we'll see. So full disclosure, this might not work out as well as I'd like it to. As usually, things don't when it comes to me in the kitchen. So, let's set that aside somehow because there's no room on my little area here. I did get this bowl out, but I still feel like that's too small to do that with. And I'm also trying to keep things kind of clean as I cook. There goes that. So yeah, another fun tip. Alright, ooh. Alright, so I don't know if these actually need to be in here for any longer. I had them in there for a little bit longer because, again, I'm still learning on how to preheat the thing. I'm going to put them in for just a couple more minutes, and then we'll take them out and let them cool and see how well that goes. So, put that on for a couple more minutes and get back to this. Alright. Let me go check on my browning butter because I think it's browning. Not gonna lie, I think I did this right. I'm really pretty excited about this. As for a nutty aroma, I don't know, it just smells like melted butter. But it's brown, and it has the specs that it's supposed to have, I guess. So that's kind of cool. I'm pretty excited. Fingers crossed. This is hot, so let me figure out what I need to do with it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to be adding our butter to our sugar here. That looks like something. I'm pretty excited because there's not too many times where something comes out like that. Hopefully you didn't just see my butt. I'm wearing shorts because it's Florida. It's hot. But yeah, usually when I do these things, it doesn't come out good. But maybe because I'm doing a video, you guys are sending me good cooking vibes. Baking vibes, frying vibes. What are we doing? All right, so I'm going to whisk that. And then I had my syrup. And for the syrup substitution, it did say to use the same amount as vanilla. It did say use maple syrup, but I don't have maple syrup. I just have regular, good old Great Value original syrup. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to try this again with the proper ingredients, and maybe I'll get a medium mixing bowl instead of trying to use small, big ones. Alright, so our chips are not doing anything else, I guess. It didn't beep, it didn't do anything, it just stopped. So we're going to check on that. This is how you whisk things, right? Am I doing this right? My excitement has faded a little bit. So this is supposed to be a glaze. I don't know about you, but to me this doesn't look like a glaze. I did add some milk into it. I think I'm going to add just another tablespoon. I'm making a royal mess. Where's my towel? Oh. So far we've learned things. Using a whisk sucks, but I don't have a mixer. Well, I've got this weird mixer my father-in-law gave me, but that's in a lot of boxes, and I'm already kind of running out of nap time to do this. Alright, so I feel like this isn't quite the glaze we were looking for, but I'm going to call it good because I don't want to ruin it more. I mean, it's something. What do you think? Does that look appetizing? I don't know. Alright. So we did that. I'm going to pause again. This video is going to be long. I apologize. And you know, that's another Casey tip. Whenever the recipe says it takes X amount of time, even if you're not doing a video, add like another 30 minutes to that, because that's how it seems to go for me. Anyways, because when it says, oh, 20 minutes, it's usually like an hour and 20 minutes before I even got the ingredients together. So, I apologize if this is too long for you. I appreciate those who have still stayed here. Thank you. So, hang on. Okay, I think my well is working out. Oh, I don't think I can show you. Nope. Hang on. See? I think my well's working. Oh, no. We've got a breach. I ran out of nap time. Someone got very upset. So, hi, everybody. Hi. We'll go wave to everybody? No? You upset? You woke up and you didn't know what was going on? Yeah, it's okay. That happens to me sometimes, too. Hi. Alright, so, with that being said, I have to figure this out now. It might be a minute. Okay, we're back. Someone might be behind me. Hi! As I try to finish up this video. I did finish mixing up all of the ingredients, the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, or baking soda. I don't remember now. Baking soda. I'll have the recipe down in the description if you'd like. And I put the apples in here, so this is our fritter mix. along with our glazy mix that's starting to get thick. And then I did put the apple chips back in here for a little bit because they're not getting crispy, they're still mushy. So I did put them in here for a little bit longer to see how that goes. And then we're gonna put the apple fritters in the fryer and see what happens. I'm gonna line the basket with parchment paper, and yeah, I'll let you know. Did not realize I was going to be doing arts and crafts with the parchment paper, but I got it in there to fit. Is it pretty? Nah. Will it work? But I'm going to brush some oil on this and put some of the fritters in here and bake them for the amount of time that the recipe tells me to. The one thing I'm already kind of regretting is I don't think I cut the apples small enough. So they're kind of big and clumpy, but I don't think that'll affect the taste any. I did take these out, the chips out, and the ones that were actually thinly sliced do the chip thing. See, got crunchier. Oh, that tastes weird. Why does that taste weird? Really, Bruce? Sorry if you hear Bruce. Go away. I'm really bad at describing taste, but I wouldn't want to make these again. It might be the kind of apple I used. I did buy some Gala apples, I think, and I didn't really care for eating them plain, so I thought maybe making them in chip form would be better. They are crunchy. That's good. My first bite was really weird. The second bite wasn't too bad. I know you're supposed to taste things like 3 times before you give an opinion. I don't know. It's growing on me. I feel like it was more work than what it was worth. Okay, I've got this figured out. So the crunchy parts taste really good. The parts that are still kind of soggy, that part doesn't taste good for some reason. But, so if you are better at slicing apples than I am, or have a sharper knife than what I'm currently working with, then this might be a decent thing to try in your air fryer. I'm eating it, so I guess it's not too bad. Alright. So, oil. I'm going to pause this so I can focus. So, it's telling me to put this in the air fryer at 400 for 5 minutes and then flip it and all that jazz until it's brown. I did only put 1 serving in there because I just don't feel like I'm going to be able to fit more than that in the air fryer without it doing horrible things. So that's what we're working with right now. I'm a little worried about this. I don't know what to do about this. Maybe I'm going to microwave it. Warm it up a little bit because I think it's just cooled down a little bit. But yeah. This is exciting, huh? I just checked on the fritter. Weird things are happening. I don't know. Weird things are happening. I'm gonna let that. I tried flipping it, but it's not at all stable. But I think maybe with the parchment paper curling up, I don't know. Some recipes tell you to kind of like wrap the parchment paper around the tray Others say don't, because then it doesn't have the air circulation, which helps air fry things. I don't know. This is more work than it's worth. That better be a dang good apple fritter, let me tell you what. I just tried the glaze a little bit. I'm not sure if I would recommend using syrup as a replacement for vanilla. It's got a strong taste. Not necessarily bad, I'm just not sure if that was the intended flavor that these fritters were going for. So, yeah, we'll see. Because I put syrup in the fritters too, so we'll see how that goes. Let's check on that, shall we? Oh, it's brown. It's definitely a color, huh? I think, oh boy. I don't know. I don't know, guys. That doesn't look very yummy. Does not look like the picture at all. No, it doesn't. Alright, well, I'm gonna not use the paper for doing that. Put that in there for a couple more minutes. And we shall see. I think what I might end up doing is putting the rest in the real oven to see if maybe that makes it better somehow. I don't know how it would make it better, but that's what I'm going to do, so I'll let you know. Weird things happened. I don't know. I don't know, guys. This is, you gotta let me know what I did wrong, because I want to show you what it's supposed to look like first. Maybe, if I can get this to work. Like, I know it wasn't gonna look exactly. See, look how yummy that looks, right? Now, this is supposed to be done in an air fryer. I did basically everything that the recipe told me to do, minus the vanilla. So that's what I did, or I followed along. That's what I did, and that's what happened. I wish I was joking. And I wish you understood how sad I am that this didn't come out even remotely close. What did I do wrong? Was it because I didn't have a big enough well? Is that why? Is it because I used syrup? Do you think? I don't feel like that would change anything. That I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Here goes nothing, I guess. I mean, it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste good either. I would be sad if I spent money on this. On the, you know, like if you go to like a crazy bakery. I don't know. What did I do wrong? That's what you get. See, that's why I got married. And my maiden name was Cook. I can't cook. I try, but I can't. So I changed it to Reed. Can't spell the right read, but I can read. I don't know. I'm sad. Put down in the comments below what you think I did wrong. Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother waiting for that. I think it might have something to do And I don't know enough about baking. But I think the mixture for the fritters was too wet. Maybe if I added more flour, it would have held together a little bit better. Sounds. I don't know. Let me know what you think I did wrong. I'm going to end this video because she's getting cranky. I'm a sad panda now. My recipes did not work. So far, the only thing good this air fryer has done is the donuts, and I can't even, I didn't eat anymore after I made them. I don't know. Remember to like, comment, and share this video, even though it was a fail. Maybe some food guru will be able to guide me in the right direction and tell me what I did wrong. Remember, I'm going to be posting this video on YouTube and Facebook, so if you're on either or, make sure that you share it for me. That would help me a great deal. So yeah, have a random day, everybody. Hopefully, whatever cooking ventures you try, you're a little bit more successful than I am. See you later.